is number 3, Riley Steele's Coordination jersey, and tonight's stick raffle is number 26, Rob Lindsay. The Storm Christmas party is going to be on Tuesday, 18th December, at the Crystal Rock Hotel here in Altrincham. There's 3 balls here included with tickets. These prices are £30 for OSC members and £32.50 for non-members, with a 20% discount for children. And if you're not following the volley to Glasgow tomorrow, why not come back here for the Valley Title?
Hello, good evening and welcome to Manchester and the Manchester Storm broadcast. It's live from Planet Ice Altrincham for tonight's Elite League game versus the Manchester Storm versus the Nottingham Panthers. I'm Simon Harris, I'm joined with Chris Aldred tonight.
Good evening.
Well, first off, before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube and you haven't yet bought the webcast, you can do so by going to www.manchesterstorm.tv. We've got a few minutes left yet. Well, we got on the game clock about 18 minutes or so before face-off. Well, let's start tonight off looking at tonight's visitors, Chris. They currently sit in second position in the league and coming into this game on great form. 6 consecutive wins, the last one being in the Challenge Cup first leg against the Manchester Storm on Tuesday. Panthers winning that game 6-1 after Dane Byers giving the Storm an early lead. What are your thoughts on that game?
I thought the Storm come out really well. They did everything right in the first period, and then the second period they got caught out. It was a good dump in. Netminder got to it, threw it up the ice, left us with a 2-on-1 which they scored from, and then we had another slight mistake which they scored from, and then we were playing catch-up hockey from then on in, and the gaps appeared.
Well, obviously I mentioned there, Manchester Storm took the lead within the first 10 minutes. They were the better team, you could say, first 10 minutes. Then the Nottingham Panthers started to get a foothold. The period ended 1-1 and then went downhill from there. So what would you expect them to be working on tonight?
Extend the first 10 minutes to last 60 minutes. It's quite simple. Manchester Storm are going to have some players out there that are not happy, that are hurting after losing 6-1 at home to, albeit a very, very good Nottingham team. But they won't want to see a repeat of that.
No, only the Panthers fans watching will want to see a repeat of that. Well, just to refresh your memories, we have goals from that game now. On the ice for the Nottingham Panthers. Play on the blue line. In the corner once again, straight across the blue. Thrown in, chance and score!
That was a superb tipping. Just getting the slightest touch on these passes, and it's all it's taken just to take out the Storm players.
Shot and in by the Panthers. Laser beam by Guptill. And they've cleared the zone. A good penalty kill by the Manchester Storm there. Panthers have an attack. Space out in front, and it's a great finish. High glove on Matt Ginn there. The play. Just over 3 minutes to go in the second period. The face-off circle eventually comes out for the Manchester Storm. Thrown in by Moffat. Players going to change. Chance for the Panthers out in front, and it's in off the ironwork. Another fantastic finish by the Panthers.
And an assist for Garnett on that one.
Thrown in high. There's space out in the front for the Manchester Storm now. Puck just staying on its edge though all the way. Just didn't sit down for Byers. 3-on-1 for the Panthers. And an easier goal I don't think you'll see.
Yeah, it was right idea, nice drop pass, it just didn't come off, and that just left the Panthers with the 3-on.
Just gets the bounce off the boards and it goes out of play. Farmer and Barmer having a little bit of a tussle.
Yeah, you could see this coming.
Barmer grabs Barmer's arm. Jabs here and there at the moment, both players just wrestling to get an arm free.
Yeah, Barmer landed one there.
Barmer's got on another. Farmer in an uppercut, shirt over the head.
Yeah, well done, Declan.
Manchester Storm come out on top of something tonight. Finishing up on the left-hand side. They give it back to the Panthers. Panthers shot. And again, and he's bubbled in. Just pops up and bubbles in. Meyer had an option on the blue line, tries to feed it through the middle. Springer evading the check, but not happy. But we'll go again, and Lyndon Springer just throwing a few punches in on Alexandre Baldock there. Look out at the moment. The Panthers. Across for the Panthers. Panthers just taking the time. Keep away at the moment, wait for the opportunity, and it's put away by the Nottingham Panthers. Those penalties, by the way, it was 2 minutes for Ruffin and 2 minutes for Slashing and Springer.
All right.
Well, a heavy defeat for the Storm there in was the first leg of the Challenge Cup quarter final, and Ryan Finnerty will be looking for a response from his side tonight, Chris.
Yeah, definitely. Ryan Finnerty's put a team together here in Manchester that's built around this rink. It's a tough team, it's a hard team, it's a physical team. What we lacked, I think, on Tuesday was a little bit of the physicality, and I don't mean by dropping the gloves and fighting. What I mean by is finishing the checks, not allowing the Panthers any room. So I think that's what we've been worked on this week, and we'll hopefully see a difference later.
Well, I caught up with Ryan Finnerty post-game for his views on that match, and if you just get up now, we should have the interview with Ryan Finnerty post-game.
Well, Ryan, really disappointing night tonight, despite taking the lead early on.
Yeah, I thought, for the first 10 minutes, I thought it was actually some of the best hockey we played. And then that's just the crux of this team. One thing happens, and they can't. We can't seem to rebound and get that flow going, and we have zero execution. We have guys that haven't scored goals in 10 games that are playing good minutes, power play minutes, and it's not good enough. It's not good enough. You can't if you can't score goals and you can't execute plays and systems, then it's pointless having you around the group.
So looking ahead, before the second leg of the Challenge Cup, obviously we're back in league action against the Nottingham Panthers again. What do you actually have to work on in the week to improve the performance of the side that's really struggling at the moment?
Yeah, obviously they're playing really well, with a ton of confidence you can see, and they don't they get one chance, it's in the back of the net, and we seem to have to work incredibly hard to score a goal. You're looking for a response. Obviously, they came in and embarrassed us, and you'd hope that there's some pride and character in that dressing room, and I know there are, and you'd expect a response on Saturday night. But yeah, things are going pretty rough right now. Obviously, there's no hiding from it, and we have 2 spare imports, and we're not keeping 2 spare imports, so there's a bit of competition in this dressing room. And like I said, I want to see guys that I want to be here. They want to be here, and right now we got a lot of guys competing for that boat heading out of town. So it's not good enough. We're getting sick and tired of waiting. We're getting sick and tired of repeating myself and going over what it is we expect and how we want to play. And at some point you got to call it and make moves, and we're prepared to do that. So it's just it's unacceptable. Our fans shouldn't have to tolerate that effort. Like I said, we show for the first 10 minutes how good we can be, and then we go away from playing that style and allow teams to come back on us. And it's been the same story the last 3 games here in Ultra. We played well, not good enough, and there's no execution. So we got to find answers, and whether it's in this room or outside of this room.
Well, Ryan Finnerty, very unhappy chappy for what we could broadcast anyway. So looking at the Storm then, with 6 defeats on the bounce, Storm are struggling at the moment. Ryan Finnerty citing secondary scoring as a problem, and he's made some changes, recently releasing Dylan Anderson and bringing in Chance Braid, and more recently, just this week in fact, forward Brendan Brooks has been released with immediate effect. So your thoughts on those movements that the coaching staff are making at the moment?
Okay, I think bringing in somebody like Chance Brady is an out-and-out power forward. So Chance's job is to get in front of the net, be a nuisance. So we've had players like that, players in the mould, Darian Jasinski that we had here, who's another sort of that Chance has been compared to. So we've got Shane Baker that does that job, we've got Dane Byers that does that job, we've got Chance Brady that does that job. So hopefully we've got a guy on each line being a nuisance in front of the netminder. What that should cause is rebounds, and if that's causing rebounds, that's where the secondary scoring's coming from. That's the guys that need to step up and get on the end of that.
Well, Storm fans will be hoping we see a lot more of that and some sort of response by the team after what was lacklustre, certainly 40 minutes or so of the game on Tuesday. But we can't all be negative, can we? So some positive points. Storm are currently on 19 points from a possible 22 in the last 11 league games at home. And also the power play has started being more productive of late. So with the shake-up in the squad and the coach and fans alike will be wanting a more complete performance. So some team news then tonight for the Manchester Storm, and as mentioned, number 49 Brendan Brooks has been released. Number 17 Logan McMillan returns to the side. We watched him in warm-up, didn't we, Chris?
Yeah, Logan's he's been out. I think he's had a slight injury, so Logan's back in the lineup tonight. So he's got a point to prove after being out.
You'd expect him to go straight into the forward lineups?
Yeah, definitely. I'd expect Logan. We've got, I think we're running 9 forwards, so it's three lines. It'll be interesting to see how he lines them up.
And of course, Adam Barnes also icing for the Manchester Storm tonight. Number 88, the Blackburn Hawks youngster. You've been impressed with him on his appearances?
I've been impressed with both of them. We've got Bonner that comes over and plays for us. We've got the Blackburn player.
Barnes.
God almighty, it's old age. This is what happens when you get older. So you got Barnes, and what you get from the young lads is it's their chance, and they're going to take it. So they're going to give everything on every single shift.
Yeah, Storm also without number 21 Mike Hammond, who's over in Canada after a family bereavement. Just a reminder though, if you're watching this preview on YouTube, you've still got a few minutes left. Look behind me, 7 minutes or so before face-off. Go to www.manchesterstorm.tv to get the webcast, and then you get to listen to me and Chris go at it. Not that way, by the way. Go at it in a hockey style for the next 60 minutes or so. Producer Dan's just spit his water everywhere after that comment. So we're looking at ones to watch tonight. My notes are blank because, you know, from the Manchester Storm, couldn't particularly pick one out. So we'll do it more of who do you think's going to step up to the plate tonight for the Manchester Storm?
Well, the guy that has recently stepped up for Manchester Storm has been Richardson. He's had a bit of a slow start. He was brought in, there's a lot of pace. He's not the biggest guy out there, but what he could do was score goals, and that's been happening recently. He's had a couple of man of the match performances, he's stepped up, he's scored goals. I think what I'd like to see is the whole team step up to that level and really give it some tonight. A little bit more physical, finish the checks. I think with the Nottingham Panthers, I think you picked the man to watch and he went and scored 2 or 3 goals.
Yeah.
So I think if we pick the
netminder maybe. Yeah, as I say, ones to watch for the Panthers.
No, we'll get a shot out.
Well, we'll do team news then instead. Team news for the Panthers. I'll reach over here. So not icing tonight for the Panthers. There's number 26 John Rail. Number 54 Tim Billingsley, also not icing, along with 86 Kevin Henderson. Looks like Nottingham Panthers have decided to put in Munson, maybe as a backup. We're not too sure yet, as Aidan knocks his microphone around. Apologies for those watching at home. Instead of Gospel, so they've had to drop an extra import. Your thoughts on the lineups there for Nottingham Panthers?
Yeah, again, no matter who they drop, they've still got a very, very strong lineup, Nottingham. I still think they've got the best netminder in the league in Garnett. There's discussions around that, but he's a superb netminder, so Storm will need to work out a way of breaking him down.
Right, well, it's this time where we say goodbye to the viewers on YouTube. Once again, last chance now. If you want to watch the webcast, it's www.manchesterstorm.tv. If you are watching on the webcast though, we're going to take a short break and we'll be back with you shortly.